Hi everyone, it's Anja from Cooking with Plants and welcome to my kitchen. So today I'm very excited about this recipe because it's so delicious and quick and easy to make. The hardest part of this is actually the waiting time for this yogurt to set. And yes, I am making my favorite vanilla almond yogurt. And I want to share this recipe with you today, so let's get into it.
Cooking with Plants, vegan made easy.
First up, I'm starting with a cup of activated and blanched almonds. So by activated, what I mean is I've taken the almonds and I've soaked them in some water to bring them to life basically. So they're not a dormant nut. They have had water added to them and then that makes it sprout. You'll see all these little tails on the almonds at the end and they've softened because they've been in that water and they've had a chance to basically come to life. So if you think of any seed that you plant in the garden, add some water, it then comes to life. So that's what you're doing with these nuts. So all I've done is soak them overnight in some filtered water. And then in the morning I've rinsed them off a couple of times and then I've popped them out of their skin. So they just come out very easily. You just press, I usually press on the large end of the nut and then it pops out. So then once these are done, they look amazing. And you can smell, they just smell, they have a different smell, a really almost creamy sort of smell. Very, very lovely to use. So I've got a cup of those and they're in my Tri-Best blender. So it's a small blender. It just makes this job easy. But if you want to make a larger batch or use a different type of blender, then by all means do. Sometimes I make 2 or 3 times this amount and then keep it in the fridge. So it's totally up to you how much you want to make, but I'm using 1 cup of almonds. And then to this, I'm adding an equal amount of filtered water. You could also use some coconut water that tastes absolutely amazing as well. So I'm just adding that in here. And then obviously for the vanilla flavor, I'm adding some vanilla extract, about a teaspoon's worth. You could also put fresh vanilla bean if you have it on hand. That would be absolutely amazing to use. Just scrape it out and put it straight in here. And then to turn this into yogurt, I'm actually going to use some miso paste. So miso is actually fermented, so it's a great probiotic and it's fantastic to use to make your homemade yogurt. So I'm adding about 2 teaspoons of that in here. And then just give it a blend up. Okay, so this has been blending for about a minute or so, and you'll see at this stage it's a creamy pouring consistency. Look at that. Oh, it just looks so delicious. And then now this needs to be covered and left at room temperature for about 6 to 8 hours. So what I like to use is just a nut milk bag that I have on hand and I just lay that across the top. And then it has the airflow happening for the day. It allows the yogurt to have that natural fermentation process take place. And you could also pour this into a glass jar if you prefer and then top it with some cheesecloth, put a rubber band around it and just let it sit. Let it sit and do its thing. We'll come back in about 6 to 8 hours and we'll check on this then. As you can see, this is really thickened up. By letting it sit at room temperature for about 8 hours, it does its job. It turns into yogurt and then from here, place it in the fridge and it's ready to eat for the next few days. So I hope you enjoyed this recipe for my homemade almond yogurt. I hope you give it a try. I really look forward to your photos and your creations. Tag me on Instagram or join me in my Facebook group and share the photos of what you make. I would love to see your creations there. So I look forward to seeing you for the next recipe. Get creative, get cooking, and I'd love to see your plant-based creations very, very soon. See you for the next recipe. Bye for now.